Hey kids, this is Pulse Right Vision coming to you live from Quattro Cinco Studios in my mom's basement. I thought I'd jump on here on a Sunday morning before most of the football games get started and do a little bit of reading from the book Rings of Dust for you guys that enjoy that, and some updates on TestNet. Let's start off this stream with a bang though. This is what I like to call the anti-gravity anthem. The name of it, the proper name of it, as you can see in our Telegram, is the Mint of Ashes. So we're going to play this song that was made by Kate Figure and enjoy this while I get ready for the reading.
In the shadow where the dark matter lies, we rise from ashes, igniting the skies. Cold Nova leads with heart and desire. Ricardo fights back, fueled by his laugh. Together we stand, no chains will bind us. In the night, we find our fire. With our minds united, we rise and fight. Our energy rises in the hearts of the brave. Together only as one, the true ones will save. Alpha Corpse grip, heavy on the ground. With our community is forever found. Leroy swings with a heart so true. With six limbs swinging, he'll break right on through. For the freedom we fight for, we'll stand and march as one. So hear the call, let the dark matter fade sway. In the name of the Mint Collective, we'll all light our way.
Okay, yeah, that is the Mint of Ashes, the Mint of the Ashes by Kate Figure, all about the Collective and Alpha Corp and BitBoy, Leroy, and Heavy Hitter. Let me unfreeze the camera for you homies at home. Boom, there we go. Yeah, so that's by Kate Fugor, and he's one of our homies, one of our day ones. Very, very supportive of the project. He's been in here with creating music. As you can see, that's the first song about anti-gravity. First of hopefully many, and then we've been the last few weeks have been like we're so close to launching, but we're so far away from launching. Like we've been running the test net for about 6 weeks now, and we've been fixing some of the timers were off sync. Sometimes the wallet connect would disconnect when you went from one site to another. So we've been fixing things like that and working closely with our team to see how quickly we can get into the bug bounty program and the claim phase and going live. And so tomorrow we have a meeting, and we should have a good idea by tomorrow what's going on. The team's ready to start launching and going live like this week. But like I said, we want to do a bug bounty program first, and then depending on what happens, what we find in the bug bounty, whatever bugs the white hat hackers find, that's going to take another few days or a week to fix, and then it should be go time. It should be time to go live on Pulsechain. So that being said, beautiful websites. If you guys haven't seen the websites yet, this right here is the vaporize screen where you can burn your fuel cells. You've got, of course, the treasury that pays out yield to all the NFTs, and of course the lottery. A lot of people are really focused on the lottery, and that's cool. If the lottery gets people's attention and imagination, and they want to do that, that's great. But really, honestly, the fuel cell over time that collects yield from the treasury is what I believe is going to be the most valuable collector's item in this game or in this ecosystem. So as you can see, this is the mint page right here. As you can see in this wallet, I have 0.002 dark matter. And it used to be if you clicked on buy more, it would basically kind of be like a faucet. It would just give you 200 more dark matter. But right now it is actually linked to, I haven't been sharing my screen this whole time. No, it's actually linked to Uniswap. So if you click buy more and you go into the minting process, it takes you to Uniswap, which is where we wanted to go to PulseX probably first to show people where to buy that. However, that's where it is right now. We're trying to get one good run, definitely one good run through all testnet, through the whole process, and then of course we can open it up to the white hat hackers and have them take a swing at it, have them go over everything, and then we can launch. So that's where we're at with the project right now. I know you guys have been incredibly patient and supportive throughout this whole process, which I appreciate from the bottom of my heart. Today, I thought I'd give you guys a reading of a chapter. I'm not sure how many times I've read this chapter before. It's quite a long chapter. It's got a lot going on, but it does a really good job of introducing you to Emily, Sharon, Cole, Nova, our hero, BitBoy, Leroy, and Heavy Hitter, all in one chapter, and also even some guys that aren't even like, I mean, they're characters in the book, but they're not the main characters. Like Dr. Stephen Conrad, who has his work has a big part to play in the story. So with that being said, and also the link is in X and the link is in our Telegram to join. So feel free to jump on stream with us and ask any questions, or we can talk football, we can talk other projects. I watched a stream last night with Adam from Viber Finance and Brandon from R2R, talking about Morpheus and Titan X. There's a lot of buzz going on around Titan X right now, and people building on there. So of course we've got the Grace currency, which is doing something really special. Alien, and just there's really, really interesting things being built on Pulse Chain right now. The work and the building that's being done on Pulse Chain is not matching up with the money in Pulse Chain. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Speaking of the devil, what's up, Adam? Hey. Good to see you, man. I hope you're having a lovely Sunday with Lindsay. She Slays Crypto on Twitter. Follow both Viber Finance and She Slays Crypto on Twitter. They're good folks. A good part of what makes this community so damn special. So it's good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I'm open to talk about any other project. We had a stream with Reflection Token on Friday, and that was a really, really interesting project that matches the stock exchange with Pulse Chain. And they're already live on Polygon. The one thing was that dealing with all the legalities and red tape and stuff like that, they're not available in the US yet, or most of the territories that are controlled by the US banking system and government. So it's interesting to see if they can make it through all that red tape and stuff. But they're very, very, very well put together tech. And the other interesting thing was it's called Reflection. So I put the link in our Telegram of my video with Reflection AMA. Let me copy this bad boy. I'll put this is the link in the comments right here. I know sometimes links and comments aren't great because you can't copy and paste them on your phone. But if you go to my YouTube channel, it's just the last live stream with Pete Spiro is the main guy. And it's really, really interesting because the one thing that I thought was the coolest thing about the Reflection token was that they actually buy the stock and have the stock backing the token. So there was another project called Mirror, where it was supposed to be linked to that stock price, but they didn't actually hold on to the stock, and so those didn't hold, and that one didn't work very well. So this one, they actually go and buy the stock and hold the stock to back up the token of that stock. It's really quite interesting how they put that together, and it's all it's a really interesting way for people that are in crypto to participate in stocks that they want to without having to do much. And there is a level of pseudonymous. If you're doing small trades, you don't have to do KYC on there, which is pretty cool. And it makes it really easy to give stocks away on the blockchain. So if you wanted to send your favorite nephews and nieces each one like a Tesla stock or something like that, they could set up a MetaMask wallet and you can send it to them. So that's pretty cool, those two things. So it says, I'll get there. Whoever figures out bringing stocks on the blockchain will it be $1 trillion project. I agree. Yeah, there's a lot of money there. And the other cool thing, like he says in this interview, is you can trade 24 hours a day, Monday through Friday. So it's only closed on the weekends, where most people don't have access to the stock market outside of its trading at normal trading hours. And so, yeah, it's got a bunch of really unique, interesting facets to it. I liked hanging out and talking with Pete. He's put a lot of thought and work into his project, and now he's just got to fight the government. So that's interesting. Other than that, if you guys have any questions, throw them up in chat. If you guys jump into the green room, jump into the green room. I am going to pull up the book Rings of Dust right here. And we're just going to jump into chapter 2. So in the first chapter, we see Cole Nova is up in space, and they want him to take a sample of this mysterious material called Dark X. And so he goes out to get this Dark X, and it's highly unstable in this form. And so as he takes the sample, unfortunately causes a chain reaction and an explosion. It destroys the whole ship. Cole Nova's like basically the only one to get out of there alive or be rescued by BitBoy Leroy and Heavy Hitter, who we'll meet in this chapter. And but it starts out with Emily and Sharon on their way to pick up some dark matter crystals. So Dark X, the very it's almost like a plasma, but it's kind of bouncing from state to state. It's like going into solid, it's going into like liquid, it's going into it's really like I said, it's fascinating, but it's very unstable. And in order to put it in a stable form, they basically impregnate it with a bunch of lead and a bunch of salts, to neutralize the acidity and base of it. So basically, you put all this in there, and then it turns into crystals, which are called dark matter crystals. And these dark matter crystals are being used in energy. However, let's put it this way. So the bad guys know what these crystals are good for, right? The good guys do not know what the crystals are good for, nor do they have access to them. So besides just hoarding all the technology and information, they're also doing their best to hoard the supply of Dark X. So hang on just 1 second. Sorry about that, Bray. Pause or interruption. Pulse Ray Chick is playing pickleball and needs another set of shoes. She doesn't like the shoes she's on. So anyway, that was that. But going back into the story, Alpha Corp, also known, it's represented by the evil address in our project. And they're all into hoarding and manipulating power and taking advantage of the middle class or the lower classes that don't have access to energy or this information. And they're also taking advantage of, government, the governing body. We call them the Federation. So really, they're just kind of shitty people, to put it in simple terms. The bad guys, they're the ones that are causing a lot of pain and misery. And the collective, which you guys are a part of, are the good guys. They're the freedom fighters. They're the underdogs. They're the guys that are they're striving to even the playing field and free people and free this information, free the material as well. And so without further ado, that's kind of a lot going into this first chapter. But as you listen, you'll kind of get an idea of who Emily is, who Sharon is. We meet a very interesting guy named Mr. Agent Greenbaum, and Dr. Stephen Conrad as well. So without further ado, I'm going to start reading. If you guys have any questions or anything, pop in the chat and jump in the green room. And you're welcome to join me on stream. So this is chapter 2. Emily and Sharon were about to dive into the kind of week that became a story told in whispers. Under the gnawing Vegas sun, Emily stared at a graffiti symbol on a wall outside the casino. A single drop of water with a dark circle inside. A circle intertwined with lines, not unlike the sketches she'd seen in Cole's notes. The mark of the collective. It was a simple tag, easily overlooked by the uninitiated, but it spoke volumes of the underground network's vast reach and influence to those in the know. And I just sent this sticker off to someone in the collective. This is the symbol right here for the collective, that drop of water. So the fresh paint still carried an aerosol scent on the dry desert breeze. This unassuming symbol spoke of resistance, of defiance against the oppressive forces of AlpaCorp and their poorly veiled security arm, the Federation. The droplet symbolized each member's unknown power. Their motto, "No raindrop thinks it's the flood." Emily and Sharon squinted at the world as if it owed them serious money. The sign above the hotel's parking entrance read, "Defying Gravity 2041, Innovations in Combating the Energy Crisis." This promise of scientific exploration felt out of place in a city that resonated with sin from every rooftop and casino floor. It seemed like a quiet plea for rationality in a land dedicated to the gods of chance. "Did you see that banner?" Emily asked before pressing the button for the 66th floor. "Dr. Conrad, isn't that the guy?" "That's the one," Sharon said confidently, holding Emily's anxiety. "We'll be in and out. Cole wouldn't have let you come if this wasn't basically a vacation. But he'd let you? Your brother is a hell of a man, but I'd love to see him try to stop me," Sharon said with a wink and a smile. They stepped into the elevator. Emily soaked in the chill like the first rains after a drought. Sharon was already over it, her mind focused on how fabulous they looked and the game to come. Sharon demanded that they take bright matching bags. The two settled on gold to complement Sharon's olive green dress and long full red hair. Emily agreed that black suited her well and chose a black stealth sheath dress. It felt like a costume to her, and the idea offered a sense of safety. Emily adjusted her gold bag and looked around the elevator. "You know we owe a lot to the informants. They risk everything." Sharon nodded, touching her lipstick up in the elevator mirror. "Yeah, and the operators out there on the ground, those guys are doing the heavy lifting." Emily leaned back, her mind racing. "I just hope our tech team can keep up. If something goes wrong, we're in trouble." Sharon gave a slight smile. "They've got it covered. Besides, we have more than just tech support. The whole team is solid." The elevator stopped in the lobby when a lone figure joined them inside. A man appeared who looked more like he belonged at a convention for army accountants or the dark corner of a private escort lounge. Unlike Emily and Sharon, who planned to fit in, this man looked like he wanted to stand out. In the oversized elevator, their guest took a stance dead center, close enough to Emily that she could feel the heat from his skin, close enough for her to smell the subtle cologne radiating from his navy blue A Corporation polo. The aroma was distinctly chemical, with a greasy undertone and a hint of sulfur. "Here to defy the energy crisis?" Emily asked. "Aren't we all?" he said, trying to make it seem like his eyes were set on the door before him and not scanning the women. "Great speaker today. I'm Greenbaum." Emily nodded in agreement, stepped aside. "So we've heard," she said, gesturing to the woman beside her. Sharon was everything Emily had ever wanted to be. Tall, fit, sure of herself, a goddess by any standard. Like all Nova women, Emily was average in every way and doomed to remain so. Sharon guided a lock of Emily's curly blonde hair behind her ear, whispering, "Ready for a test run?" and shot a mischievous look in the mirrored panel, causing Emily to blush. I do have another reason for attending, he said, finally allowing his eyes to meet the women. Oh, sure, I'm sure it's important A Corp business, she said with a carefully timed nod at the logo on his polo. I bet you're one of the guys who make it all possible, like behind the scenes. Sharon held her laughter, but Greenbaum cocked his head and smiled with what could only be the moment of validation he'd been waiting for his whole life. Could be the only moment of validation. There we go. I've been researching ways to bulk up and achieve a more bust natural form. My grandfather was Mr. Olympia, but the steroids did to his manhood what the energy crisis has been doing to many men. He paused as Emily and Sharon stared at him. Ah, Sharon said, I knew the real work was being done here. They should change the name. They should call it something like, Sharon bit her lip to tease a thought. Something like Getting It Up. At least then we'd know we were all here for the same thing. Greenbaum and Emily shared a forced laugh while Sharon remained characteristically composed. With her eyes locked on Greenbaum, the silence stretched taut and uneasy until Sharon nudged Emily hard enough to make the poor girl step forward, again too close to Greenbaum. I actually specialize in muscle enhancement, Emily said. I've been fixated on it since my diagnosis. My work doesn't help me directly. She paused to make up the next part of the story. You could say I help men be men, she said, shooting a coy smile that disarmed and excited Greenbaum. Really? He asked, completely unprepared. If you're lucky enough to survive the energy crisis, your body's blood flow and fluid distribution are significantly altered. This can lead to reduced venous return and potentially impact the vascular aspect of erectile function. It's really circulatory function. Circulatory dysfunction, he repeated without a shred of understanding. That's the same conclusion our research has found. Interesting, I must admit that I have personal reasons for my focus. Tapping into a vast database of overheard knowledge or confidently designing complete lies, Emily continued. Circulatory dysfunction is common in males and females who take extended tours in space. Since the energy crisis tends to mimic the side effects of long-term space travel, our research pulls heavily from observations of astros who now lack the blood flow necessary for achieving and maintaining a man's proper form. Well, have you developed methods for testing? Surprising herself, Emily felt cruel delight. Lucky for you, it's easily diagnosed by a simple physical exam. There are obvious marking spots, but they can be hard to recognize without proper training. Are you accepting new patients? No, unfortunately, we're at full capacity, Sharon said. I admire your commitment, though, so I'll do you a favor. I'll examine you right here and now. In an elevator? I can't think of a better place, he said. I need you to lift your shirt and show me your lower back. My shirt? Go ahead, nothing to be embarrassed about. We've seen these things all the time. Go ahead, turn around. Your shirt, please, Sharon added with an alluring dominance. His eyes darted in every direction, as if looking for an escape, as he lifted his shirt from his neatly pressed chinos. In the sterile light of the elevator, Emily and Sharon scrutinized his lean frame, honed from countless hours of rigorous training, and the women noted the hint of a life less ordinary. The pale skin of his long back revealed a topography of scars and faded bruising, the sort not acquired through clumsy accidents, but encountered far more perilous. From his smirk reflected in the elevator door, he was proud of them, like a newlywed of honeymoon photos or mortician of a well-dressed corpse. Greenbaum held himself with tense ease. As Sharon politely requested him to loosen his belt for a better look, she noticed a brief flash of something. Caution, perhaps. Sure, he said. The faint sound of his belt unbuckling filled the compact space. Emily's Fingers trailed down his spine with professional detachment, yet she couldn't help but note the tension in his muscles, a body conditioned for swift, decisive action. Sometimes the markings are much lower along the spinal column. You might want to get this scoliosis looked at. Just a bit lower, Sharon asked, masking her rising curiosity. Facing away, his movements deliberate, he revealed nothing more than necessary. Yes, ma'ams. The motion revealed more than skin, a slight shift in his stance, a readiness in how he held himself, even while exposed and vulnerable. It was a subtle hint at his mastery, his control over his every movement. However, as Sharon and Emily locked eyes to note this to one another, he seemed to lose his balance like a newbie in yoga class. Do I have them? He asked with a trace of urgency. As Sharon peered closer, her fingers traced the scars leading to and beyond the fabric of his boxers. The doors dinged and began to open. Sharon delicately pulled his unremarkable underwear down his surprisingly remarkable body and whistled as if calling attention to the physicians on the 60th floor. Emily, embarrassed for him, hid herself next to the control panel, frozen in shame. Greenbaum tried to pull his shirt over his head and his underwear up, but he fell out of the elevator in the chaos. As the door slowly closed between the women and Greenbaum, Sharon reached out into her handbag, retrieved a lollipop, bent over with a hand on her knee, and extended it to him with a devious smile. Dum-dum? Emily and Sharon's laughter filled the elevator as they ascended the remaining 6 floors. As they stepped from the elevator into a deserted lobby with 3 hallways, each a copy of the other, both women grasped to contain their last lingering chuckles. Maybe we shouldn't have pushed it so far, Emily said. That creep would have let us take it further, Sharon said with a sharp edge of uncaring reality. Forget him. You did great. Pass the test. This is Vegas, where the unusual is the norm. They navigated the hotel's corridors with casual determination. The plush carpet silenced their steps, the dim lighting fractured and softened the shadows around them. Turning the corner that stole their view of the lobby, but offered an eye shot of their destination, felt to them more like being in a carnival funhouse or some haunted hellscape. Mundane, repeating, and endless. Room 6644 appeared before them. Undistinguished from the others, but for the golden numbers signifying they had arrived as intended. It stood quietly, a door just like any other, unaware of its significance to these women or the world. Sharon knocked, and an ordinary sound rang through the quiet halls like a falling tree would through the canyon. Just a minute, a voice said from without care or haste. Room service, Emily said softly. Nope, go away. I haven't ordered anything. Sharon looked up and down. What happened to the woman I was with a few minutes ago? She said, lifting an eyebrow. Tap back into that if it helps. Think of this guy as just another part of the game. With slight hesitation, Emily called out again with confidence that felt inauthentic, but to her might stop a charging elephant in its path. Understood, sir, Emily said. Happens all the time. We'll check next door. Should have known a man like you wouldn't order coleslaw on his Nova burger. Please, Sharon gave Emily the proudest smile, large enough to hazard the escape of deep secrets. My mistake, the man said. I'm coming. Don't go. Thundering steps charged towards the women from the other side of the door, and the towering man who opened it looked far more like a bear than a renowned thinker. Here was a man who had lost something precious, maybe his mind. Whatever it was, it reminded Emily of Cole and how he'd shut himself away, like a lost man needing a keeper. Dr. Conrad seemed to have nothing but his thoughts. Like the man, the room was not a mere mess, but chaotic, more like you'd expect to see from an artist than an academic. I was expecting someone else, he said. Luckily, we weren't, Dr. Conrad. Emily smiled. Let's make this quick. It looks like you got a lot on your plate. Please come in. He stepped to the side, allowing them in without losing the grip on the door, which forced Sharon to duck under his outstretched arm. Call me Stephen, he said, peeking his head into the hallway like he was crossing the street. Any trouble getting here? Emily and Sharon enjoyed a silent chuckle. And Sharon said, Stephen, we can handle ourselves. Where are the crystals? In the van. He said, that's the deal. You get the crystals in the van, but something big is coming. A-Corp is hiding crucial technology. It's all on here. Nothing matters but this. Stephen raised a massive hand and twisted a figurine attached to the keyring to reveal a thumb drive inside. If you can stay for my speech tonight, I'll give you a small taste of what's on this drive and why it's so important. His hands were shaking slightly. Everything you need is on this drive. We need to move fast. Emily took the drive, her fingers brushing against his. We'll get this to Cole. He'll know what to do with it. Stephen's eyes widened with urgency. Tell him there's a lock for every key. The collective is counting on you. Sharon looked at Emily, her expression serious. We might need to call in some help from the navigators. This sounds huge. I don't know about any of that. The van key is on there too. It's parked on the 3rd level next to several others just like it. Just hit the clicker to figure out which one is you. He said, be careful with that ship. The information on there will change everything. Everything. I'll keep doing my part. Make sure you tell them I'm doing my part. Who are they? Emily asks. Stephen paused, clasping her hands in his. His voice, angry with fear, infected her while his soft hands told her it wasn't too late. This has to get to Cole. Nothing else matters anymore. The collective will handle it from there. Emily nodded, slipping the drive into her bag. Agreed. Let's get moving. As they left Stephen's room behind, the outside snapped back into focus. Emily and Sharon, quickened by a shared urgency, found themselves alongside a group of guests. But unconsciously, they raced towards the corner that would offer distance from Stephen's palpable anxiety. The hotel's corridors, usually a backdrop to leisure, escapism, and pleasure, now pulsed with an energy tinged with anticipation and danger. As they rounded the corner, the elevators dinged, and regret itself stepped through the doors. Greenbaum walked directly toward them with a strength and resolve. Suddenly grateful for the casual bustle of other guests, Emily and Sharon slowed their pace, allowing the group to close the tiny gap between them. This was not the man they left in the elevator, floundering after the game. No, this Greenbaum moved with purpose. His demeanor hardened. The transformation sent a shiver down Emily's spine. Sharon, as usual, remained steadfast and composed, and if she were feeling strain or fear, Emily could not sense it. The space between them, inch by inch, and Emily's mind raced. As Greenbaum drew near, his cologne chemicals sulfuric cloud invaded their senses. It's an olfactory assault that marked his territory long before he physically intruded upon it. The scent wrapped around them, a noxious reminder of the man himself, unavoidable, confronting, and laden with implications. Greenbaum's expression only briefly clashed with Emily's, shifting to Sharon and holding her without reprisal. Greenbaum's eyes, sharp and probing, sought something in Sharon's face, perhaps reaction or acknowledgement of the power dynamics at play. The smirk curling his lips mirrored the one Sharon had given Emily earlier. Emily and Sharon continued without engaging. The memory of their last encounter hung between them. With the cover of their impromptu group, he passed them without an outburst or incident. Emily felt the air rush back in to fill the void left by his presence. The encounter, left a residue that clung to her thoughts. As Emily froze as they stepped out of the casino. Her eyes widened at the sights before her. The once bare walls were now plastered with dozens of droplets. They overlapped in places, creating a chaotic, dense pattern that stretched as far as she could see. The fresh graffiti glistened under the dim street lights, giving the alley an eerie, almost pulsating glow. Sharon, look at this, Emily whispered, her voice tinged with awe and apprehension. Sharon followed her gaze, taking in the scene with a sharp intake of breath. Wow, they've been busy. The droplets covered every surface available, walls, dumpsters, even the ground. They all varied in size, some small and discreet, others significant and dominating, blending into a tapestry of defiance and unity. The overlapping symbols showed the persistence and determination of the collective, each one adding to the layers of rebellion. Emily moved closer, her heart pounding as she traced the edge of a droplet with her finger. The paint was still wet, smudging slightly under her touch. There are so many, it's like they're shouting from the shadows. Yeah, Sharon murmured, her eyes scanning the alley for any trace of movement. This isn't just a message, it's a statement. They're everywhere, and they're not hiding anymore. Sharon turned to Emily, determination blazing in her eyes. We got this, E. We need to get this to Cole. He'll figure it out. They continued walking, and the graffiti was a stark reminder of the resistance and the growing unrest. The night felt heavier, the stakes higher as they made their way through the shadowy streets, knowing that they were part of something much bigger than themselves. I have a feeling all your contacts are a bit strange, Emily said. They wouldn't be mixed up with us if they hadn't been through some stuff. And Sharon said, what can I say? I like my people the way I like my toast. Slightly burnt. No wonder you're with Cole, Emily said softly, as if she were speaking of a rescue dog who'd finally found a home after years of abuse and abandonment. Your brother doesn't burn, E. He is the fire, Sharon said, which reminds me, do you mind driving all night? I'd like to stop at the farmer's market before we get home. As they drove, the city lights faded behind them. The rhythmic hum of the van's engine soothed Emily. Sharon's eyes were fixed on the road ahead, her thoughts a whirlwind of plans and contingencies. Sitting in the passenger seat, Emily stared out the window, her mind replaying the encounter with Stephen and the ominous warning about the collective. Since the Saturn disaster, they had become a shadowy presence, a network of regular people working to undermine A-Corp's oppressive grip. Their symbol was becoming a more and more common sight. Graffiti of the symbol adorned the alley walls and abandoned buildings. Sharon nodded. The collective is everywhere. They're the only reason we have any intel on A-Corp. The informants, junior operators, senior operators, lead operators, junior technicians, senior technicians, and lead technicians have been particularly active. They've warned us that something big is coming. Emily shivered. Do you think it's related to what Dr. Stevens said? That A-Corp found something? Sharon's grip on the steering wheel tightened. It has to be. We need to get this information to Cole as soon as possible. The collective's network is our best chance of staying one step ahead. As they drove silently for a while, the weight of their mission pressing down on them, as they crossed the state line, Emily thought about the ranks within the collective. Let's grab some supplies and head home. We need to be ready for whatever comes next. The morning sun began to rise, casting long shadows over the market stalls. Vendors hastily set up shop, the smell of fresh produce and baked goods filling the air. As they walked through the market, Emily couldn't help but feel a sense of urgency. The miles passed in a blur. The road stretched endlessly before them. Emily's thoughts turned to Cole, hoping it was safe and they could get him the information in time. The collective's ranks and the symbols they left behind reminded them that they were not alone in this fight. They finally reached a small farmer's market outside their hometown as dawn approached. Sharon parked the car and turned to Emily. As they approached their hometown, a familiar sight The familiar sights brought a small measure of comfort. Still, the weight of their mission remained heavy. In the quiet moments before dawn entirely broke, Emily knew she could trust her friend at the Federation. Sharon turned to Emily. I can't wait to get home. Emily nodded, taking in a breath. Let's hope they're right. Do you think Cole can make sense of all this? He's been through worse, E. He'll figure it out. We'll just have to trust him. Emily nodded, but the unease in her stomach remained. The information they carried was just the beginning. There'd be more challenges ahead, more secrets to uncover, and more dangers to face. But as long as they had each other and the support of the collective, Emily knew they would find a way to overcome. Emily took a deep breath, feeling the weight of their mission settle on her shoulders. She was ready. They were all ready. After all, they had to be. So that's chapter 2. Boom. And then chapter 3 goes into more of a Cole and Bitboy and Heavy Hitter. But yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, this is really what we're working on right now for the NFTs. Obviously, this is the first NFT behind me. This is going to be the first piece of artwork that's attached to the first journey that you guys can mint. So you'll be minting this image along with your fuel cell NFTs in the first journey. But the truth is, we would really like to get the community involved on the other pieces of art involved here. So we have a topic under our Telegram that is art. And so if you guys want to take any of this book, any of the ideas in this book, any of the characters, and you guys want to feed them into an AI art generator, or you guys want to create art originally and submit it there in that group, we'll be voting as a community on which piece of art we want to use for the next NFT. And so there's 33 journeys, which means we need 32 more pieces of art. And so we're looking forward to working with the really cool people there. We've already been blown away by obviously the song from Cape Fedor and Brasology back in the, like, if you go back to the top of our Telegram, the early days, he was throwing out some really cool artwork and AI artwork based on the characters and the book. So yeah, just think about this. You can do a piece of art about Agent Greenbaum falling out of the elevator with his pants around his ankles. You guys can, do a piece of art of Dr. Conrad in his hotel room, whatever scene like captures you. Make some art, throw it up there, and take a shot, because whoever wins, whatever piece of art wins, is going to get rewards. They're going to get collected points. And of course, they'll be immortalized on the blockchain with their art. So that's really cool too. So check that out. Just got a message from our devs. Let's see here. Is it that? Yeah, he says in about 30 minutes. We've got an issue from the Pulse Chain's RPC side. So there's that. I should probably give him a link to the Pulse Chain Builders Telegram in case he needs any help from them as well. Yeah, the builders right here, guild chat. Let's go like this. How do I copy this one up here? Oh, there we go. Copy the link. I'll give that to him as well. Cool. So, yeah, as soon as we fix the RPC side and get running again, then I'd like to get on here and run through testnet with you guys and show you guys how to mint, how to you can see them right now. But basically we want to go through how to mint the NFT, how to check the lottery to see if you won the lottery, and how to unwrap the NFT after you get yield from the treasury. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see how many people mint, how many people hold, how many people sell, and how many people try to just degen trade the chart. So we'll look into that as well. Other than that, come to our Telegram, t.me/anti-gravity saga. You can also find me on X. If you go on X, it's linked under there as well, I believe. Let me check here. If I go to my profile, yeah. So our Telegram is right there on X. If you find me on X, Pulse Ray Vision, t.me/anti-gravity project, and then the website is there as well, and my YouTube channel where you can see other streams of me going through the test net and showing you guys how to prune and harvest the winnings. The cool thing about this project is that when you mint an NFT, first of all, you've got a limited edition collector's item like this. It's like a Michael Jordan rookie card, as we talk about it. There's going to be a certain number of Michael Jordan rookie cards minted on the first 30 days, and then we're going to go into the giveaways and the yield, and then there'll be another opportunity to mint the second series, which is undetermined right now. We haven't pulled that up for you guys yet, or decided. We're still taking submissions for that. So if you guys jump on Telegram, you guys can see what's going on. We'll start working on that more intently as we get through the first journey. But the NFTs, the older the NFTs, the earlier the NFTs. So this NFT right here, the first NFT, is going to get more yield from the treasury than any of the following NFTs, and so on and so on and so. So the second one will get the second most yield, the third one will get the third most yield, and so on. And so really, honestly, like the older ones are going to be worth more. They're going to be collecting more yield from the treasury, and they'll be filled with dark matter token. So you use dark matter to mint it, and then it fills with dark matter. So in a way, it's like it's kind of like delayed gratification. You're giving up one dark matter token, which obviously is going to go fund the treasury and the jackpot box. But in time, the patient people or those that buy these off the market, the older ones, are going to have much more of a cash value or much more of a token value than the others. And then if you win the lottery, you have access to the lottery winnings. So in order to get the dark matter out of the NFT from the treasury, you've got to vaporize and destroy your Michael Jordan rookie card to get the money out of it, or you can sell it. If you win the lottery, you can prune and take those winnings immediately, and they're liquid tokens. You don't have to destroy your NFT. You can take the lottery winnings off of there by pruning and sell them. Or you can leave them attached to the NFT. And if they're attached to the NFT, now the NFT has the cash value inside from the treasury, and it also has the lottery winnings attached to the outside. So you would be able to sell that on the market, hopefully, or just what's the word I'm looking for? Hypothetically, that NFT should have a lot more value than the NFTs that have not won the lottery, that don't have that ability to take money off it. Because you might sell it to someone who wants to take that lottery winning off and dump it on the market and get an instant rebate from buying that NFT. or they might just hang on to it and let it just grow in value as well. But there's a lot of different ways to play this game. Obviously, the higher you go in the collective, the better you're going to be doing. The more NFTs or fuel cells that you hold, the better you're going to be doing. Let me pull up the. Where's it at here? Let me pull up the collective ranks for you guys. So as you heard, there's the collective ranks. Let me share this as well. We actually had somebody reach out and they reached out and requested the rewards. We had someone reach out and said, "Hey, I'm a lead technician. Like, where's my stickers? Where's my patch? Where's my stencil?" And we mailed it off that day. We sent him a package of all this stickers of cool stuff right here, and he was happy to receive it. So this is where most of the people are. The highest ranking person right now in the collective is Second Navigator, and so they have earned a spacesuit embroidered with the text of their choosing, a printout of the a signed copy of the book Rings of Dust, special agent patch and pin, a print and signed current journey of the NFT. So like this print behind me of the NFT, they're going to get a signed copy of that to put up on the wall. They get a choice of shirt because we have a couple of shirts here, which I can show you guys so far. And then, of course, they get all the other patches and stuff like that as well. But honestly, we're going to see a lot of people really put in their hard-earned money, and they are somewhere here, and most of them are technicians, operators, and then there's a whole bunch of informants, because you need 3,000 points just to get out of the informant rank. And so we got a ton of informants, people around here. But honestly, the fastest way to rank up and get collect these prizes and swag is going to be minting the NFT. So you'll get 33 points per NFT that you mint, and you'll get a multiplier on top of that if you are part of the Wishwell or the mining phase. So as you can see, it's kind of cool. We got some cool stuff here. If anyone, any whale comes in and is crazy enough to do Grand Admiral, that dude ends up with a Grand Admiral hat and a high-end car. So yeah, that's a car that someone can earn right there. And then of course you got like custom watches, tailored suits, some Suzanne Arts t-shirts. We're going to reach out to Suzanne Arts and get some of her amazing shirts done with our logos and whatnot. But this is the rank. And then we're going to have more and more ways for you guys to participate, to help us market and get the word out, to build the community. And those will all have points assigned to them. So you can rank up with just your work, or just your sweat on X and Twitter and YouTube and all over the place. You can share this message or what's going on with the collective and our project, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So we have a lot of cool stuff to give out that is physical. We also have a lot of cool stuff that we have planned for in-person meetups and online. So there are some online early access and some exclusive goodies that we're going to be giving people online that we haven't published yet as well. So this is the game within the game. These are our version of our leagues. Instead of shark, dolphin, and whale, we've got the first officers, navigators, agents, technicians in our book. So yeah, check this out. I got here by going to agproject.io or test.agproject.io. I went to the main page, anti-gravity page, and then I scrolled down here to Collective Rewards 101. So if you click on Collective Rewards 101, that'll show you what's going on. This is actually an NFT of the rank right here of this account that I've got connected right here. They have 2 points, so they're clearly an informant. They're nowhere close to getting swag, but that'll also show up when you connect your wallet on the website. It'll show your rank right there as well. So anyway, that's a little bit about that. What else was I going to show you guys? Had to do with the collective, and I can't remember what it was, but let's check this out. Again, our Telegram, if you go to our Telegram, then you'll see general streams and videos, submissions for NFT art, and Rings of Dust book. So if you guys want to help us with the book, help with editing and finishing the book up, then we'll definitely be hooking you guys up with rewards and goodies for that. And then the submissions for art. We have several pictures here of astronauts, and then of course we've got, this is an image that I made on during a stream, the whiskey slap initiation for the new people in the collective. So you can check out all these things, and of course here's my link to my stream with Reflection. Here's a link to join me on stream just barely. So we'll be putting these in here, and then of course I'll put a link to this video in here. So if you guys go to streams and videos, you guys can see all the other videos and stuff we've been doing. So with Corey Costa and everybody. So check that out for sure. Another thing to check out and give a shout out to is the Forge, forgenfts.com, and Actuator. Those guys are a really cool launch pad that have been, we've got some reviews for anti-gravity on there as well. And they have a cool set of NFTs that have their own set of rewards. And yeah, so that one as well, definitely worth checking out as well. Let's see, I kind of want to pull it up. Let's see here, Forge NFTs. ForgeNFTs.com. If you guys go here, here's some of the projects right now. We have the shit, Actuator, Bet on Pulse Farms, Anti-Gravity. I'm really pissed that we're not ranked higher. Get on here and go to Anti-Gravity. All you have to do to sign up is give them an email. Go on here and then, yeah, go ahead and bump these up. Or bump them down. If you guys don't think it's a 4 or 5 star, let us know. Let us know why. I've also got mine right here where, I kind of like explain a lot about it's almost like a mini white paper right here. And then obviously there's comments where I was talking about the roadmap where we're at, but actually we've actually are done with all these audits. In fact, we're getting 13 of our smart contracts re-audited because we did make changes to them during testnet, and so we're going to get those, make sure that those are re-audited as well. So that's coming your way. And then of course bug bounty program, everything is getting ready for a bug bounty program. Like bug bounty program is where it's the closest you get to releasing your code into the wild while still having a chance to fix stuff. So yeah, definitely check this out. Look at that, buddy. There's our homie Crypto Sloth, Nate from DGen Roundtable. Oh yeah, we got Randy Hilarski, Michael Ricketts. Oh look, Michael Ricketts gave us 5 stars. Hell yeah, Michael Ricketts. Love that. Let's I should give him a super upvote. But yeah, this is pretty interesting, the takes of people on here. So come to forgenfts.com, check that out. You can also, get their NFT, which is part of their launch Launchpad. And yeah, so here's their NFTs as well. Currently on the 7th one, and they've deployed some of these. So yeah, that's the current value of them, or the current market rate of them. And this is from a really cool artist named, I forget where is he at? Right here, Two. So Two is the artist that's worked on the Forge's NFTs. And if you hold these NFTs, the projects that go through the Forge usually will allocate a portion of their tokens that are airdropped to the people holding the Forge NFTs. So it's kind of a way to get in first on a lot of really cool projects, especially on Pulse Chain, So that's a really cool thing. Check those guys out for sure. Yeah, that's about it. How much more? I appreciate you guys joining me on Football Sunday, and appreciate you guys joining me for this story. I'm probably going to do another reading soon of chapter 3, and it kind of gets into where some of the action picks up. And yeah, and I'm going to start moving a lot of art into the art channel on Telegram. So yeah, put those up there. We'll vote on them. We'll get some of the art for the other NFTs, and I don't know. I'm just really excited to have something along that's taken so many cool tokenomics from the ecosystem, like the game of chicken and lotteries and scarcity and all that good stuff of the token. We really want to see where we can take this community, because community is all that matters in crypto right now. It's not the tech. It's not even the VCs where the VCs are throwing their money around and their weight around. It's if the VCs throw money into something, then they can yank that money out, throw it into something else. Like, the VCs are not committed to anything. And, the big institutions, they're in bed with Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that's just where they're going to stay. And granted, Bitcoin has their own community. Ethereum has their own community. Cardano, Ripple, those guys. We've never seen anything like the Hexagon community. Like, we've been through some crazy times together as a community. And even right now, while we're waiting to see what the SEC and what the judge does with, the SEC, Richard Hart, we're still incredibly strong. And I believe in this community so much to be able to fix any problems that come our way. Like I said, the building and developing that's taking place on Pulse Chain right now does not match the market cap. The money hasn't flown into Pulse Chain yet, but when it does, there's so many cool projects and things going on that people are going to be amazed at the stuff that we built over here. And we've already got the cult down. Every token in our ecosystem, basically is a meme at this point. A meme is something that you believe in and that you care about. And Hex definitely has that. Pulse Chain definitely has that. Got another message here. Right here. Add a fallback. Please try now. Let's keep this channel on our pinned channel. Okay. So let me see if I can get some of this off the test net real quick. No, it's on Uniswap. Yeah, I'll have to mess around with this and see if it comes to working well. But we'll get the testnet. When we get the testnet like good to go, We will invite all of you guys to jump on testnet, play with it, work out any other bugs, and then we're going to jump into bug bounty. And bug bounty is that's like the countdown for the thrusters. That's like countdown to blast off is bug bounty and fixing anything that the white hat hackers find. And it'll be interesting to see what the timing is for the market, because it's insane how low the market is right now. It's insane what a beating these tokens have taken in Pulse and Hex and all the ones around. It's crazy how low we are. It's not, it doesn't make any sense other than, a chilling market and people waiting on Bitcoin to do its thing. All eyes are on Bitcoin. Everyone's waiting for Bitcoin. Everyone's eyes are on presidential election in the next couple of weeks. So this is a really, really charged time to launch. This is a really interesting time to launch. Morpheus is set, trying to get launched in the next 10 days or so, they said. So yeah, there will be some really interesting projects. Our project included launching soon, and it's going to be fun to show the rest of crypto what's going on and what we can do, because the rest of crypto is mostly stuck on either a meme that their friend or cousin got them into, or they've been around a while and they're part of a cult like Cardano or Ripple or something like that, and they're all hoping for adoption. They're all hoping for money to flow in. They're all hoping for development, like smart contracts and stuff like that. Ethereum is still waiting for to be cheap. I can't remember what I did the other day, but I was either bridging or doing something, and it was like $30 fee to do something, and I was like, $30, that sucks. So everyone's hoping for development. Everyone's hoping for an evolution, but this community that we're part of, it's crazy the stuff people are working on. So hats off to all the other builders out there. All my love to the collective and the community, the people that have stepped in here. This community is tiny, tiny, tiny. This community is, we've got 212 members in our Telegram. That's it. There's 212, and I think only half of those guys actually put money in the Wishwell and mining. So there's not that many addresses that are already set for claim. In fact, there's almost as many addresses in the airdrop as are in the claim. So that'll be really interesting to see this little community grow, because like I said, we don't have any VCs. We don't have any whales. We don't owe anybody any money. We're just, thanks to you guys, we've been bootstrapping and doing what we can. And so if this project takes off, then it's going to be a small group of holders in the beginning. And for the most part, these are holders that have been loyal and diamond handed through Hex and Pulse for years. Like, they understand what it is to suffer in DCA. So these are the people that we want to hold our project. These are the people that we want on our team. And these are the people that we want to hang out with in real life and online. This is our community, our friends. We're like family here. And it's always better to do stuff with family, right? Yeah, that's it. I appreciate that. I'm going to be streaming. I'll probably read chapter 3 tomorrow sometime. And I'll also give you guys the updates on the testnet tomorrow as well. See if we get all the bugs worked out. Make sure it goes through an entire life cycle of the project. And yeah, then like I said, then we're basically ready for bug bounty. I mean, we do have the audits to get done, but we've already had these things audited. So the auditors are actually just going through and checking the change log to see what was changed and tweaked or about the project. So that shouldn't take very long. And so, yeah, I believe we're weeks away from launching. I can finally say that. I didn't want to say weeks earlier. I'd say months, years. But I think we're weeks away from launching. And we want to do it right. We want to do the best job we can for our community. Something you guys can be proud of, and something that will last through the craziness and volatility of crypto. So I love you guys, and the link's always going to be there for people to join. Almost always going to be there for people to join. Obviously, if I'm having an interview with someone specifically, I probably won't throw the link out there for people to jump in. But anytime I'm streaming and reading the book or going over the website, testnet, art, anything like that, there's always going to be open for you guys to come in, and appreciate that. So join our Telegram, look around there, submit some art, ask any questions you guys have, and we will check you guys later. Bye.